This is the Niger Barristers Couch, where we are going to be interacting with legal practitioners. You're going to be seeing your favorite legal practitioners here.
And also, as a preliminary, we need to know the modes or the laws or the ways that people conduct marriage in this country.
Independence of the marriage, when the marriage is sweet, you know, love now. Love can make man to do anything.
Hello, welcome to Niger Barristers Couch. I'm your host, Ezinibo Dukoma Esquire. And on today's edition, I have two of my colleagues who also happen to be my friends. So, firstly, I'll be introducing Barrister Ibrahim Eleja. I don't know if I pronounced that right.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Ibrahim Olamileke Eleja Esquire. Let me have this so that I can behave like my colleague.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. This is also my colleague and friend, Barrister Taiwo, also known as Investor Taiwo. Please introduce yourself.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Barrister Taiwo Dagama.
Okay, thank you very much. So this is the Niger Barristers Couch, where we are going to be interacting with legal practitioners. You're going to be seeing your favorite legal practitioners here, and we are going to be discussing issues of law to give you a clearer understanding on what the law actually says about certain issues. I have a number of questions here which I would like my colleagues to address and air their views on, and we will do that as much as time will permit us. So the first one we have here is myths and misconceptions that people have as regards property acquired during the pendency of marriage. And also we want to talk about the position of law on property acquired during the pendency of marriage. So Barrister Ibrahim, please, I would like you to talk about property acquired during the pendency of marriage. At the point when divorce occurs or when divorce becomes a question, what happens to property acquired by the couple during the pendency of marriage?
Alright, thank you very much. But I believe before we start, we need to understand that we are in Nigeria and we need to know the laws that regulate marriage, dissolution of marriage, and things like that. And also, as a preliminary, we need to know the modes or the laws or the ways that people conduct marriage in this country. So basically or generally, there are three ways in which a person can opt into while conducting their marriage. And the first one is we have customary marriage. Marriage that is conducted based on the laws and custom of the native or of a particular town. That's what we call customary marriage. The second one is Islamic law marriage. This one is the marriage contracted or conducted based on the principle of Islamic law. And the last one is statutory marriage. This is the marriage that we have this popular belief that court marriage, which ordinarily there is nothing like court marriage in Nigeria. What we have is statutory marriage or marriage conducted under the Act. So this question does not really relate to the first two modes of conducting the marriage that I mentioned, which is Islamic law and customary law. In the sense that under customary law, the law, what will happen, or the law that will operate, is the law of the community, or the law of the custom in which they contracted the marriage. So, if for example, the custom of where the couples conducted the marriage said during divorce, you have to whatever property you acquired. If it is their custom, that's their custom. Whatever property you acquire belongs to the parent of the couples. If that is their custom, you have to understand. I'm not saying there is a custom like that. What I'm just trying to let us know is that if that is their custom, that okay, whatever property acquired, the customary law of our town, where I come from, Atani Kuku community, is that whatever property that I acquired, that the couples acquired, if they later get divorced, it will go back to the parents. Then it will go back to the parent, which I'm sure there is no custom like that in this country, which that I can be sure of. So let's now go to Islamic law. Under Islamic law too, there is no law that stipulated that okay, property acquired during the pendency of marriage will be distributed or will be shared accordingly, or ownership of property goes to the real owner under Islamic law too. So the only area where there is provision is marriage under the act or statutory marriage, which we know as court, which popularly know outside as court marriage. That is where there might be a little bit of confusion, and it don't necessarily mean there is confusion, but there might be a little bit of confusion. Firstly, we have to understand the laws that regulate the statutory marriage and that regulate the divorce of statutory marriage. We have to start with the Marriage Act and the Matrimonial Process Act. Basically, what regulates them is the Matrimonial Process Act. And before you can divorce, you have to go to court. So far as you conduct your marriage under the act, you cannot sit and say, my dear, it seems you are tired, let's go our own way. No. Although some people do that, but that's the divorce is invalid. It is only court that have the power to dissolve a marriage contracted under the act. It is only court. So when we're talking about court, we have customary court, we have customary court of appeal, we have federal court, we have a lot of courts. So the next question that we now ask ourselves is that which courts have the jurisdiction to entertain matter on Matrimonial Process Act? Because we have to understand the fact that it is not only divorce that takes couples to court.
Yeah.
Sometimes couples will go to court for custody. Sometimes couples will go to court for maintenance. So the question that we now ask ourselves is that okay, which courts have jurisdiction? Which court is vested in
It's more
jurisdiction?
like power.
Yes.
People might not understand
Yes.
jurisdiction.
Which court have the power to entertain, to hear matters that relate to Matrimonial Process Act or that relates to marriage contracted under the act or statutory marriage. So it is the state high court. You have to understand that there is difference between federal high court and state high court. So it is only the state high court that have jurisdiction. Like for example, we are in Ondo State now. It's Ondo State High Court that have jurisdiction on marriage contracted under the act or statutory marriage, as we can call it. So parties, the designation of parties when you are trying to institute a divorce proceeding or custody, we have petitioners and we have respondents. So who will be the petitioner? Divorcee. The person that is seeking to divorce the other party will be the petitioner. The respondent will now be the person that we want to divorce, will now be the respondent. So that will now lead us to okay, when divorce has not taken place, when the court have pronounced the divorce, because before they even pronounce, when you file your papers in, the work will be referred to our papers at the court process. You file it by, you commence by way of petition. So when you file it, part of the prayer that couples used to have is okay, an order of this honorable court, they are distributing this property or declaring that I am the owner of this property, or distributing, because in that place you cannot bring ownership. You can only say okay, distributing this property or declaring that okay, I am the owner of this property. All of this joint ownership. So it might form part of the prayer. It might form part of the prayer that the divorcee is seeking in court.
Yes.
So in that way, it will now bring us to the question of how would the court now distribute, or who truly owns the property that was acquired during the pendency of a marriage. So that will now be the basis of the discussion. So I believe.
Okay. Barrister Taiwo, please, can you take it from there? So, how will the court deal with property that a couple acquired while they were married?
Well, the power of the court to determine the owner of property for either of the couple for their benefit is regulated by Section 72 of the Matrimonial Process Act. And this law regulates how the courts will determine who is the real owner of property. Well, during the pendency of a marriage between husband and wife, there might be some disagreements or between the couples on how who is the real owner of the property. And this is what the courts usually take into consideration. The courts has a guideline on who is owner of property, depending on the fact stated in their process. And sometimes the courts use consider the earnings for financial capacity and income of both parties. And sometimes the court used to consider the contribution made by both parties. Yeah, their pleadings. So most of the time, the courts used to, the usually tilt, in favor of the wives. If I'm correct, most of the time, understand? Because the other will always put that is my wife. It doesn't do anything. I'm the one that is feeding. I'm the one that is doing that. I'm the one that is it doesn't make any contribution. And so, and sometimes the court used to consider the issue of the marriage. That is the children of the marriage. For example, but the cost of it is that, for example, if there is a property that's maybe for example, when you talk about property, there's a land and they have already built on the land. For example, the husband acquired a land, but both the husband and wife contributed on the building of the house. How will the courts determine this issue most of the time? Because the husband will be making that I'm not that bought the land. The paper is my name, and the one is claiming that all you are that bought this land, but I also contributed to the development of the house, to the development of this building. So most times the government used to face some situation that sometimes makes it difficult for them to determine who is the real owner of the property. But as justice we have it, the cost used to most of the time, if I'm correct, the court used to say, okay, go and sell the property.
Okay, like call an auctioneer.
Yes, go and sell the property. Since we cannot easily determine who is the owner of this property, let him go and sell. So the end is a good thing. So one time is it used to come in that, because I was in a situation whereby I was opportunity to be in one program, and that set of like mediation, where there was a severe fight between a husband and wife. It's exactly the same situation that let me just try to state the facts of this case. The husband bought the land, and the wife, and even show some evidence that he contributed to the development of the house. That no, you cannot set me out because you are divorcing me now. Don't send me out of the house. The house can go together. It's not possible. There was severe fights. I was unfortunate to represent the wife, and that way I represent the. We're just talking about family solution. And at the end of it, to cut the long story short, we are ordered to sell the property. Okay, go and sell the property and the land, everything on the land. Go and sell everything. Okay, on the issue, okay, you contribute so amount of money to the development of the land. The other is linking that because okay, as shared popular we have it, and the shared property and the sell the land, and the shared the money, and everybody went their own way. So most of the time, it's usually because the institution of property is very it's very complex. It's not something that can just be solved easily like that. It's not that easy. When it comes to property, it's not that easy.
To add towards my Nene brother you said. Then my little brother, okay, after that, he just said, we have to understand that where disputes used to arise is from property that both parties are laying claim of ownership to, or both parties are claiming they contributed money to build or to purchase the property. Unlike other jurisdictions whereby when like US or some other European countries where divorce occurred, they will order that okay, the property the wife should take due to the maintenance of children or the lives, the wife should take a certain percentage of the property, maybe 50-50 or 80-20 as the case may be, and it has happened to a lot of footballers. Like African footballers suffered the same thing. I think like Igwe, who was a former Arsenal player, the court ordered that his property should be distributed, and I think Pep Guardiola, the present coach of Manchester City, the court ordered to that their property should be distributed. And I think it happened to one of the richest, I think what was the name of this richest man before Elon Musk now took over?
Bill Gates.
Bill Gates. I think it happens to be Bill Gates and Melinda Gates that distributed the property. So in Nigeria, is that the question of the law? To the best of my knowledge, no. It will only if husband can prove that this property is mine. I bought it with my hard-earned money. I am the owner of this property. If you can prove that the property is not joint ownership, the property belongs to the husband or the wife, as the case may be. However, where disputes usually arise, in fact, there are two areas where disputes usually arise. First area is property that are joint ownership. For example, like my brother rightly said, we both contributed money to buy a land. So that is where disputes generally arise in Nigeria. So on joint ownership of property, what will happen? Like my brother pointed out, what the court will do is, what the court normally order most time is to order for the sale of the property and to distribute the proceeds of the sale, to distribute it and share it accordingly to the husband and to the wife. They will share it based on what they claim they contributed to. But one thing we have to understand is you must be able to prove that this property is jointly owned. It's jointly owned. It's not for you to now come to court that okay, this one we bought it together. No, you have to prove truly that we bought it together.
So how do you prove? And how do I prove to the court that this property was jointly acquired by I and my husband?
This is where you can now bring us to serious litigation problem. You have to prove it by either calling witness. Let's say calling evidence. There are two ways you can call evidence. Firstly, you have to call witness. For example, I will say, okay, when we both contributed to buy the property, my brother was there, and he knows that okay, he was even the agent that sold the land to us, so he knows that we both contributed the property. You have to call him as witness. Or if you're not calling witness, you have to present evidence, documentary evidence, or any other evidence to court. So documentary evidence in the sense that you have to bring the land documents or the purchase receipt of the property. If it is a car, you have to bring the purchase receipt. Or if you are claiming that okay, you transferred the money from your account to add to the purchase of the property. Okay, where is the transaction receipt? So these are the ways that you can prove it that okay, this property truly belongs to both of us. So you cannot just say, okay, no, we bought it together. No, you have to prove it. And second aspect, where problem usually arises is family house. Well, I believe we all know where we call family house. Maybe family house. No,
we don't order.
Okay, what we are calling as family house is where, for example, where it's the husband, the wife, both all of them, and the children they reside together.
Okay.
No, if it was the husband that built the family house, and for example they have contracted the marriage for like 20 or 50 something years, so the husband to his own side will be expecting the wife to vacate the family house, like the matrimonial home. We are expecting them to vacate the matrimonial home. The wife, I'm just talking generally, the wife on our own part will not be ready, because imagine somebody that you have stayed in a place for 50 years. Because you might be thinking, okay, that it's not possible the couples that are married for 30 years to divorce. In our line of practice, we have witnessed a lot. In fact, I have a case that we are presently doing before state FCT High Court in Cuba, where the husband asked the wife to vacate the property that they have stayed together for 30 years. So it now comes to, like, sometimes it brings in emotion, my sense, and okay, why do you want to chase this person out? Why do you want to do this? Why do you want to do that? But the question of law is clear that, okay, who is actually the real owner of this property? Who can prove to be the real owner of the property? If either of the party were unable to prove, because we now resort to what my elder brother said, they will now look at the best interest of the children. What's going to serve the best interest of the children? Is it asking the woman to leave? Is that what will serve the best interest of the children? Or asking the woman to stay there? Will it serve the best interest of the children? Asking the man to leave? Will it serve the best interest of the children? Asking the man to stay there? Will it serve the best interest of the children? So this is what the court will now determine, which is like pendulum. It could either swing to this side today and swing to the other side tomorrow.
Okay. So in a situation whereby the woman did not have any child, so what will happen?
Well, the court will decide.
Thank you. Thank you very much. So what about in situations where maybe I allege that he bought me this property? It might be in his name, but he bought this car for me and I've been using this car since we've been married. What will the court do? Will the court still say, oh, because the property, the documents are in his name, so he should still collect the car from me? In that case, what will happen? This woman has been using this car for long. Yes, he gifted her the car, but he acquired the property in his own name, but it was believed he bought it for her. What will happen?
What I'm saying is that, if I understand your question very well, I'm saying that the man bought the property in his own name.
Yes, or gifted.
The woman.
You know, in situation whereby
during the independence of the marriage, when the mind is sweet, love now. Love can make man to do anything. You understand? Okay, my wife, take this car. Though it's my property, but I give it to you. But if the relationship has gone sour and everybody is trying to settle on a separate way, the man is right to take back his property. It is his own property.
It's his own.
Yes.
Because it's in his name.
It's his name. Then the wife will only have a possessory
Possessory right.
Right, so that property. The proprietary right is in the man.
So you hear, if they're buying you a car, make sure they're buying it to your name.
One thing is,
Yeah.
as the law it's actually wide, and there are, like the question that my brother said, we know that every general there are actually an exception. So if, like, from what the question that the anchor asked, I bought a phone or a car in my name, and I said, this car that I bought in my name, I gift it to you. She understand?
Yes.
I gift it to you. So first thing first is, as someone that is wise, first thing first is to have an agreement to that effect.
Like a deed of gift.
A deed of gift may not be needed. You can only need a deed of gift if it has to do with landed property.
Okay.
But if it is just a movable property, you just need agreement that, okay, I gift this person this property. Although it is in the name of the husband, but so far that there is gift agreement between them,
yes,
it survives. Or another way is to call witness. You understand?
Yes.
Is to call witness that, okay, truly the property belongs to
the husband,
or to the wife. The wife can give
the husband
to the husband. Okay, there is no agreement. Okay, then the next thing is call witnesses to prove that, okay, truly the car was gifted to you. If you can prove it with witnesses or with agreement, that was what we said, documentary evidence, or call witnesses. You can call witnesses to prove that, okay, this property, this car was actually gifted to me by my wife. And I called to my colleague, and you were there that day now, when my wife handed over the car key to me. Now, okay, the car is yours, I bought it for you.
Yeah.
Okay, if you can call witnesses that can prove it, that can testify in your favor, in your support, then if you can convince the court the property belongs to you. However, if it is a landed property, we have to understand this thing. What do we refer to landed property? Land, house, or immovable property. If it is a movable property, landed property, you cannot prove it by, if you are claiming gift, you cannot prove it by oral evidence.
Okay, by calling
deed of gift. Deed of gift. You have to bring forward the deed of gift. If you don't have a deed of gift, my dear sister, my dear brother, you have a lot to do.
Okay. Okay, so this is the last one. There is a concept right now going on, especially in civilized countries. There's something known as prenup, the prenuptial agreement, whereby a couple will go into an agreement before they contract marriage, that in an event of divorce, like whereby they decide they're no longer staying married and they want to go their separate ways. In that situation, you're not going to take my property, you're not going to lay claims to my property, or even if you want to take, you're just going to take like this, you're going to take them. They will decide how they will deal with each other's property or the property they acquired during marriage in the event of divorce. So now this is like a concept now that people are like subscribing to in these very developed countries. So I want to know, like, this prenup thing, does it apply in Nigeria, or is there any need for it in marriages contracted in Nigeria?
Well,
Please, I want to hear.
to me, I think it is a good concept. It is very good, because it will take away all the issue of you are going to court. When there is a prenuptial agreement, for us, a prenuptial agreement is a contract between prospective couples that want to get married in the future, and it applies how assets will be shared between them in the event that the party parted with in the future. So, and to me, one of the benefits of this prenuptial agreement is that it has already staked out how property, how assets acquired, distributed, and this prevent going to court. This prevents agreement between all parties. Once there is a prenuptial agreement, just stick to it. Okay, this agreement, this is the agreement. That, as I already said, it states out how property is shared. You understand? And once there is agreement, just stick to the agreement. So it takes away the issue of you are going to court. You know that in a divorce, you must state out in your petition how your property will be shared. And so it's not left to court to determine how the property will be shared between the parties. After you have stated your facts, okay, the property is shared. But when there is a prenuptial agreement, to me, it's a good concept. If married couples, aspiring couples can stick to it, it takes out, and it says on finances that okay, we are going to court to spend money on filing for divorce, files, a lot of things to understand. But once there is prenuptial agreement, just stick to the agreement, and it takes away the issue of all this settlement of property during and after divorce. So to me, it's a good concept.
Okay.
Right? I will just share light.
Well, prenup agreement or prenuptial agreement, the case may be, is truly a good concept. However, we need to examine the applicability of it to our jurisdiction, Nigeria, to our country. As we have earlier cited that, we have earlier stated that property acquired during pendency of marriage belongs to the owner of the property. So, what essence would a prenuptial agreement or prenup agreement now serve? So, we rarely use it in Nigeria. It's not that we don't use it, but we seldomly use it. It's not something that we frequently use. In fact, the admissibility of it in court is a different thing to talk about, but we rarely use it. Because what what commonly leads to disputes is joint ownership. So and believe you me, if there is a prenup agreement and your prenup agreement said, okay, property that we acquired together during pendency of marriage will belong to the wife or will belong to the husband, and we both sign it, you know, that contract is invalid.
Okay. Okay, because it's overriding the law.
No, it's not. No, just we can put it that way, and it's against public conscience,
Okay.
all these fundamental objectives, natural justice, equity, and public conscience. So for you to say, okay, we sign an agreement that, okay, the property we acquired, as only we even, because we need to know that, okay, it is not all contract that are enforceable.
Yes.
It is not all contract that are enforceable, or it is not all, for people that may not understand what contract means, it is not all agreement that are enforceable. There are some agreement that the court will never enforce. The ones that are against public interest, public policy, all this equity and good conscience. So it's against good conscience for you to, for us to now reach an agreement that, okay, the property that we both acquired during the pendency of the marriage, when they are belong to one of the party, and we both acquired, they want you to take this agreement to court for enforcement. Believe me, court will not enforce this agreement for you. Believe me, because it's against good conscience, public policy, and equity. So prenup might come in another way, on another dimension, but we have to understand that the usage is not commonly used in Nigeria,
and it's practicability.
So in fact, I might even say that, well, I'm still very young at the bar, but I've never witnessed prenuptial agreement. I've never prepared one. I've never witnessed a situation where it is being tendered in court. In fact, I've appeared in a lot of courts in Nigeria, a lot, in different jurisdictions, both northern Nigeria, southern Nigeria, southeast. Like, I've appeared in a lot of courts, but I've never ever come across it in my life practice, which I can say, but I won't boldly say that it's not really being used in Nigeria. It's just something that is common in places where there was support, they will share the property belonging to the husband. It's 50-50 or 80-30 as it is may be. Those are the places where they have a prenup agreement. Okay, before we get married, know that if we die also, this is my property, we're not going to share it, it belongs to me. And so that is the place where it is commonly used.
Okay. Thank you very much. So, well, now on the serious part, we are done with very serious angle. We're going to be doing a little, like, a little bonus, some funny conceptions that people have about lawyers, and we're just going to, for laughs. I know that people always believe that lawyers are very serious people, but we actually play and joke behind closed doors. So, I'm going to state out some things that some people said that I want to speak about. They said that lawyers hardly have money, that lawyers are usually broke. In fact, the legal profession keeps you broke. And I want to know how true is this. That it's very difficult to see a wealthy legal practitioner. How true is it? For me, I don't believe so, because I know I've seen very successful legal practitioners, successful in the area of finance and otherwise. So I don't believe that at all. That's a very big misconception. I believe that if you're a person, if you're smart, you'll be smart in whatever career path you take. And if you're called to be wealthy, it doesn't matter what profession you go after, you're going to be wealthy. That's my take. So what do you think, Barrister Ibrahim? Is this person right?
Well, to me, I would say the person is right. Lawyers are not rich, I don't bring money. So we are not rich. But on a more serious aspect of it, lawyers are rich. Like, there are a lot of lawyers are rich. It is only a legal profession that you can sleep with 2,000 naira in your bank account, and when you look up, you may have 2 million naira in your account.
Very
lawyers are rich. And this misconception that people have that okay, lawyers are poor goes a lot with litigation lawyers. And they call litigation lawyers. In fact, if you ask me anything about corporate, I'll look up, I'll look down, and say, but have to do with litigation lawyers. Like my brother is a tech group, he's a tech lawyer.
Yeah, investor C.
Like he has money, like me, I'm poor. So if you want to give anybody money, can just bring it to me. But my brother is very rich. He's very, very rich. Oh, so he's a tech group. So like all field of work, the specialization of law covers a lot of aspects. We have corporate law, We have lawyers in finance. We have tech lawyers like my brother here. We have lawyers that deal with property. So it goes along different areas. So the only people that I can say they are poor is litigation, and they are not even poor. Like litigation lawyers are rich, they are rich. For me, I'm not rich. But litigation lawyers are
But
rich.
they are low key.
They are rich, but lawyers are not poor. Lawyers are well to do, and we have a lot of lawyers that, in fact, they can even buy what you can't buy. So let me tell you. This, I think February 14, 15, I traveled to Nasarawa State for a wedding. I traveled to Nasarawa State for a wedding from Nasarawa State, and I went to the capital because the town that I went to is not in the capital. Like, I don't know if people can be familiar with Omasha is in total local government of Nasarawa State. So that was where I traveled to. So from there I bought fuel in my car. I spent a lot of money, like a lot of expenses. I spent it. So from there I moved to the state capital, which is Lafayette. So when I was there, I booked an accommodation for myself. I stayed in a hotel. So when I was staying, so I then went out, I went to the mall to get something. That was when the caller came in. Hello, please, where are you? I said, I'm in Lafayette. They was like, you're in Lafayette, thank God you're in Lafayette. They just arrested so person. This so people just arrested this so person. Please go and bring him out there. We need your help to go and ensure that they release him. Wow! Me that spent a lot of money. Believe me, I gained more than what I spent on that wedding. Me just going to Lafayette to just have fun. Like I was just going there to have fun. That was my plan. And what came in, I made my money. So in all professions, we have those are rich, those are what to do, those are moderate, but lawyers are not poor.
Okay. How about these lawyers that may be lawyers on social media? You see someone that will act like is claiming that he or she is a lawyer, and the person is on TikTok dancing, doing all those kind of things, or the person is hawking, like doing some kind of business that you would actually say is very degrading for the legal profession.
Like it's not compatible with.
Yeah, do you understand me? Do you think that is right? Is it right for a lawyer to be doing things like that? And please, I want you to back it up with provision of law, what our law provides. Is it okay for someone who is practicing law to also be doing like business? You're selling food, like you're actually selling food by yourself. Someone see you, like they see you at a food stand, you're dishing food for people, or you're on TikTok and you're shaking your waist and you're dancing, all these kind of things.
No.
Is it right for someone who is practicing law to do that?
Generally, it's against ethics of the profession.
Okay.
We have lawyers and we have practicing lawyers.
Okay.
They are actually different things.
Please clear us, what's the difference?
Might be a lawyer does like just have a passion to study law and become a lawyer. And after you become a lawyer, you just practice certificates, put it under your bag. Nobody knows that you are a lawyer. It's maybe your family that knows that you are a lawyer, and you later pursue that you want to be a farmer. And decided to be a fashion designer. Understand?
Yeah.
But once you are a practicing lawyer means you are going to court, you are doing drafting documents, you understand?
Yes.
Litigation, you understand? Like people know that you are a practicing lawyer. You cannot be a practicing lawyer and at the same time you are saying that you are a dancer on TikTok. It's against the ethics profession. It even leads to that person being based on counts.
Exactly. So there's punishment for
There's
that.
punishment like LPD, Personal Design Committee.
Yeah.
Understand can actually punish those persons. So because it is incompatible to it.
Okay.
The only area where a private lawyer can do that business is when you are a farmer. You can be a lawyer, private lawyer, and a farmer. So you cannot be a lawyer and be doing business and be working on your life. You have shop that you personally.
Yeah.
Personally, you are a person. Personally, after you left the court, you remove your wig and gown and you go to your supermarket. I'm selling no. Selling compatible food. So
to just add to what my rich brother just said. Rules of professional conduct is what guides lawyers, and we have to understand that the rules of the RPC is not there to punish lawyers, but debt lawyers. And one thing I would have to understand is that lawyers are not forbidden from doing business.
Okay.
You have to know that. As a lawyer, you are not forbidden from doing business. Then the question that now leads us is, what kind of business can you do? What kind of business are you forbidden from doing? Firstly, you have to know that you cannot do business that are incompatible with the profession. That's number one. So, for example, a lawyer can be a shareholder in a supermarket, directly or indirectly. You're a businessman.
Yes.
A lawyer can be a shareholder in the bank, directly or indirectly. You're a businesswoman. The most important thing, like my brother just pointed out, is that you are not the one doing the day-to-day running of the business. Do you understand? Your own is just an investment. Your investment. You have a share. You are getting your dividend. That is business. But as a lawyer, when you are not with your after when you are done with your course, something now uploaded, iPhone XR is available.
Okay.
You understand that your substance is now uploaded, iPhone XR is available. That is incompatible with legal business. Although you might invest, in fact, I can even own a shop selling iPhones, but who is doing the day-to-day running?
Yeah, it doesn't have to be you.
It doesn't have to be me.
Like Fast now. Fast is a lawyer, but he's not a practicing lawyer.
Okay, so he's free to be a musician.
So if you are a practicing lawyer, you can engage. In fact, there is an institute, like they call it Lawyers in Business Institute. And I'm sure, like, in fact, it's a community of lawyers that are into business. Who I think are I think I've forgotten the name of their president. He's the senior advocate of Nigeria, and they gather themselves and to enlighten each other on the kind of business a lawyer can do, the mode in which lawyers can do business.
Okay.
So lawyers are not generally forbidden from doing business. No, you can be doing business, but whatever business you are doing should not be incompatible with legal practice first, and you are not the one that will be in day-to-day running of the business. Most especially, okay, you cannot be a director, but you can say, okay, you are a shareholder of this business. Because RPC is not forbidding us from doing business.
Yeah.
It's just saying we should know the kind of business we are going to be doing. So how are you going to feel where my Nene sister would have been on TikTok? Bone Street is available. After coming out from court, I say, I just remove my wig, let me put another wig I'm selling. That one is clearly incompatible.
Yeah.
But it does not stop you from doing that business. In as much as you are not the one that is doing the day-to-day running of the business. You only need to invest money, make your profit, invest money, make your profit, invest money. Because you know we have to have a lot of sources of income in Nigeria, and in fact, some people have like 77 sources of income. So lawyers, we are not mandated to have a single source of income.
So this question actually came from a situation that happened some time ago. A friend of mine, she's a practicing lawyer. So at one time, she used to post on her status. She would post when she went to court. She would post moments from litigation and all of that. And then she would come back home and she would post on these on her stories, like on this for sale. This one is for 2,000. This one is for 5,000. So some other friends of ours who are not lawyers were kicking against it. They were like, should the lawyer be doing this? So that's where this patient came from. And now they've cleared us. It's very degrading. You cannot say you're a legal practitioner and then you're on your WhatsApp status advertising on this for sale. I don't think that's right. In line with RPC.
Well, in fact, to teach lawyers some ways to go about it. Okay, let me now just ask a very funny question, but very funny and kind of tricky question. As a lawyer, can you advertise on behalf of your friend on your status? Who is selling on this? Does any law prevent you from advertising on behalf of your friend? So there's none. So it depends on how you are couching your advertisements.
Okay. So I can come and claim that it's my friend's business, not my own really. So in that case, it's okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're not the one doing the business.
Yeah, right. So some personal questions. What's your favorite color?
Do I really have a favorite color? I don't think I have a favorite color.
You don't? Okay.
I don't think I have a favorite color.
I think it's a girl thing. Is it a girl thing?
No, we never can tell, but I don't have a favorite color.
Okay. Right, so investor T. What's your favorite color?
Green.
Green. Okay.
Should I help you for it?
Green. This is not green.
Oh, see, I don't even know. What color is this?
This is like navy blue.
No, this is not navy blue. This is green.
Is it green?
I don't know.
So that's
Like that is not no colors.
This is not navy blue. I'm starting up.
Please, you guys, you push tell us in the
This is
comments.
green.
Is this green or navy? Because this is a box one now.
The camera might show another thing, but what color is it? It's green.
Serious though, he's a very smart lawyer.
This is green. I'm serious. This is green.
Okay, green, fine, no problem. So, how many states in the East have you visited? I know he's Yoruba, and you're from which state? Sorry.
I'm from Kwara State.
Okay, you're from. Do they have Yorubas in Kwara?
Just now.
I thought Kwara is like northern state.
We have no fun.
We have
Okay, so how many Eastern states have you visited?
I think I've been to two eastern states.
Okay.
I've been to Enugu and I've been to Anambra.
Okay. So, what's your favorite thing in Anambra?
Well, I didn't stay, like I didn't spend a lot of time in Anambra. So I went, because I went there for a matter. I said I got in today,
Okay.
did my matter, following day.
Okay.
After I was good. But in Enugu, in fact, I really enjoyed myself in Enugu. It was this last that we went there. We went to Nsukka precisely.
Okay.
So we went to Nsukka. In fact, what I actually enjoyed most, I think it was because it was in December period.
Oh.
In the evening, all the men, because I won't call them guys, they are men. All of them will gather around
Men them.
at the joint, everybody will relax, enjoying themselves. So that's, in fact, if I have opportunity, I want to go back there.
You know, people have done well though. So how about you, Faisal T? What was like which Eastern states have you visited? Because I know you're also Yoruba and you're from Ondo State, right?
I'm from the States.
I'm sorry. I don't know my friends too well. It's a shame. Okay, so which Eastern states have you been to?
Yeah, well, I've been to, it was during my NYSC period.
Okay.
So, it's not that I really stay in, I know most of the Eastern states.
Okay.
But where I serve in Abia States. Well, Abia, they are very lovely. They are very lovely.
Okay.
Well, you don't know how to cook. It's just that
They don't go.
let me
like that.
I want to fact that.
No, I won't go.
This is the issue.
Even people like they have the best, they are the best cooking.
Thank you.
For just bring, okay, well,
Thank you for fighting for me.
my priority will be South.
Yeah.
No. My priority will be the South people. Then after the South people, you have to give it to the Southeastern people.
Thank you.
South, like.
And you say that other people cannot come. Don't let them come for you. Okay, so now what do you have to say? Do Abia people know how to cook? What was your experience in Abia?
My own experience. Umaya. Well, there are lovely people. They are very accommodating.
Very.
Those are things it's not very expensive there.
Okay.
Very, very expensive.
They have money now.
Very, very expensive. You know, right from accommodation. No, at that time I stay in hotel.
As a tech bro.
No, not about that. But even to find accommodation in
So it's
Umaya,
difficult.
very, very
So you
difficult.
stay in the hotel for 1 year?
No, it's still for like, it's like, I was actually working there.
Okay.
So
So I'll give
I
you
stayed for
my
like
number
6 months, something like that.
after
But
this event.
two is the market. Once they know that you are a stranger, oh my god, and you're a copper. Thank God. The way they will be,
I think that is everywhere. I'm
Well, yes.
a copper now, as start, I've experienced that here. So
but I'm enjoying it now. They're enjoying your balance.
I'm enjoying it.
Yes,
Don't make the mistake of wearing your uniform as a copper.
They're enjoying your balance. Even your balance, people will be asking, come and stay in the house for free. Yes, in your balance. Come and stay in the house for free. Come to the accommodating you.
Which part of Yoruba land?
Everywhere, it's not a state. It's not a state.
Maybe I'm not going to check it.
They will give you food for free. You're a copper, you're becoming. But after Amaya, see, let me stop. No, just keep quiet.
Okay.
But just that they are lovely people. I love them. I love them.
Thank you very much. And so another personal question. They give you a Yoruba girl and an Igbo girl to marry. Who would you marry? Since you stayed in Igbo land, it's not wrong for me to ask you the question.
It's not preference.
Okay.
Not preference.
Okay.
To me, I don't really like Igbo girls.
You don't like Igbo girls?
Maybe because I stay in, maybe because I serve in that Umaya. Lots of
Your
places I
experience
don't
was not
really,
good.
them, I don't really like it. I like my people.
Oh, that's nice. He's a very patriotic human.
Well, to me, I would say it's not about tribe, but
Okay.
about personality.
Okay.
So it's not that you are Igbo or you are Yoruba.
Yoruba.
Yeah, we are talking about your personality. Who are you? Not your tribe. So that will be my parameter of choosing. Not you are Igbo, you are Yoruba, but who are you?
Who are you? That makes sense. Thank you. That makes sense. Yes, okay. Thank you very much. I think like that has brought us to the end of this episode of Niger Barrister's Couch.
So before we go, you are going to give us an appearance fee.
Is
We made
You guys
appearance.
just forgive me. Appearance. We will talk about that. We'll see in camera.
Let's know that.
Yeah, we'll see in
at
camera.
least my God,
Yeah, we'll see in camera. So thank you guys. Like this, it was really fun having you people here. Thank you for coming around. And it was on such short notice, like inviting them and my senior lawyers. They honored my invitation, and I feel very honored, right? Because they're my seniors. They can just say, "What is this girl doing, please?" But they just honored, even though I didn't give them the most comfortable, I didn't give them the most time to prepare, but they are here for me. They turned up, and I'm really grateful. So thank you very much for coming, Ibrahim.
Also,
Thank you. Thank you for coming, Bryce.
welcome.
Yes. So thank you. So my colleague Barrister Ibrahim is practicing currently in Abuja. So he's just here for small business. So
somebody for business, so before they will not
legal
legal work.
and this is my colleague as well, Barrister Taiwo. He's in this jurisdiction with me. We gathered day in this Ondo together. So yes, thank you for staying to the end if you did, and we'll see you guys in the next episode. So the next episode, you're going to be looking out for some other people. You're going to meet other legal professionals, and you're also going to hear us talk about an entirely different topic from what we discussed today. So thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you in the next episode. It's bye for now.
Bye.